It's Vikings Game Plan. We continue. Welcome back to the TCO studios. Pete Bercich, analyst, Vikings Radio Network, Vikings and Bears, and a very daunting task, penetrating the Chicago Bears defense. Let's take a look.
The Bears represent a lot of different problems, and especially on defense. This is back, I mean, they're in the mold of 1985. You get the high-flying Rams that come into town,
that's
and
a
they
high-end
do a
comparison.
wonderful, wonderful job. So you have Danny Trevathan, the linebacker, and Leonard Floyd. Leonard Floyd, the defensive end, does an unbelievably good job right here on holding up that tackle. So what he has right here is contained. Okay, his job is to make sure that Gurley doesn't take this ball and get outside, but he's able to two-gap. And he does that by having that right arm right on the perfect shoulder, foot in the ground, leveraging, reads the play, and then he's able to come underneath, and between he and the linebacker, they're able to make that play and limit it. In this case, the thing doesn't even get out of the between Trevathan and Floyd.
A really good Bears defensive play without Khalil Mack on the field.
Exactly
Holy
right.
Cow.
You knew those plays wouldn't last long without Khalil Mack on the field. So the Green Bay Packers, they love to spread you out and then run a zone. This is kind of sort of similar to how we've been running things, except we're a little more downhill.
Okay.
You can see in the snap of the ball, the entire offense is moving to the left, and they're just trying to cut some guys off on the backside.
Yeah.
This is where a big body like Akeem Hicks, or like we see with our defensive linemen and Sheldon Richardson and those guys, Linval Joseph, trying to keep their feet because they want the linebacker to over pursue and be able to cut that tackle off, and then you get the cutback lane.
Yep.
But front side, I mean, receiver on Khalil Mack, he does a wonderful job of forcing the issue, making the running back cut back inside, maybe a little quicker than he wants to.
Wow.
So you're not going to block him with a.
But what's Randall Cobb supposed to do?
That's all he can do. He should be getting help from Bakhtiari, but Bakhtiari sees Khalil Mack widening.
Yeah.
He goes up to the next level, but this is just how quick Khalil Mack is. I mean, 2 steps and he's able to redirect and then get down the field and get an arm on him. But then Akeem Hicks is there to clean this thing up. So it's such a small difference between playing a play like that very, very well and not. So we're getting an opportunity here. Lane Taylor, the way they block this, he's coming down. They bring the linebacker. This is only a 4-man rush now, Paul, so they're not blitzing anybody.
Yeah.
Rodgers knows he has to throw hot. Yeah, Bakhtiari might have made a mistake because he's thinking, I got Khalil Mack.
Right.
But I got to block most dangerous. And he ends up not getting either of them.
Come on.
There's no hot up on top. There's no route up on top that Rodgers can go through. And we get a very, very good view of it now from the sideline. So if you're Aaron Rodgers, you got Prince Amukamara at corner, Adrian Amos at the other safety. You've got one safety over here who's sitting on top of these 3.
Eddie Jackson.
You have 3 receivers and 3 defenders. But over on this side, this safety comes down, so and you only have 2 receivers on this side.
Right.
So you're more likely to get pressure this way. So this is a situation where you'd want to try to redirect the offensive line.
So A-Rod messed the whole thing up.
Well, it depends on whose call that is to make. If it's the offensive line or if it's the quarterbacks. Bakhtiari, he's thinking 52 and worried about 52 and just lets the most dangerous man free. Rodgers does not have time really to get this ball off, and these corners play this thing very well. They play in and out. They sit on top of it. They know that ball has to come out quickly, and Rodgers is forced to eat it for a sack, which we all love seeing. So disguise, it's another thing. Leonard Floyd, we saw him earlier make a great play in the run. Now look at him dropping in space. He's able to drop back in the flat.
Wow.
As Rodgers starts to scramble, he widens and extends his zone. So for defensive linemen,
when everybody's a mile down the field.
Exactly right. Coverage is it doesn't always come natural for these linebackers, and to go out there and see them do this is great. So Floyd, right here, he's lined up over the tight end, make sure he doesn't release quickly and just drops into his zone. Only a 4-man rush, but this time you have 3 defensive linemen and a nickel back coming off the backside. Rodgers sees the pressure up the middle with Akeem Hicks, who's one-on-one with the center. Gets over the top.
Well, look at this little battle here. Holy cow.
Yeah, it's being physical. It's all about being physical. But one thing they do is they make Rodgers go this way, which is away from his throwing arm, so he can't set and throw the ball deeply. We saw what the receivers were doing. They want to go deep because that's what they do when Rodgers scrambles. But in this case, there's just nothing there. You have Floyd dropping in the flat, and Khalil Mack ends up chasing him down. So speed to power. All right, Khalil Mack on the outside. This is one-on-one. Best offensive lineman Green Bay has in Bakhtiari. That little shake, see the shoulder shake right there? It gets Bakhtiari to stumble with his feet, and then he collisions them. And you look, this is a good, it's a good 8 yards, at least 6 yards, that he's able to hit Bakhtiari, and before Bakhtiari can drop his anchor, he's almost on top of Rodgers.
Whoa.
And again, making Rodgers escape where? Away from his throwing arm.
Yeah.
Having him to throw that way. Mukamara turn around, finding the guy behind him.
Wow.
Allows him no place to go. So, plaster coverage. This is a great example of man free and lurk. You have 2 deep safety look, but they're double teaming the wide receiver. This safety's coming right down. The corners, the nickels stay outside. He's trying to bait this guy into a quick in route so they can intercept it. So they have everything covered right here. It's all, and now you got Rodgers in the pocket. Again, force him out away from the throwing arm, away from his throwing side. And Mukamara does a great job of keeping his eyes on the receiver, not on the quarterback. When the receiver turns up, he turns up with him. And there's just nowhere they're left to throw. So the Bears, defensively, they're on a roll, but it's the talent of Khalil Mack and Akeem Hicks and those guys up front. Leonard Floyd now, he's a very versatile player, combined with some pretty smart guys behind him. It's tough to put points up on that Bears defense.